Hello, world. How's everybody doing? So, I was going to do this live at like 4:30 today, but something came up, so I'm not able to do that. So, I went ahead and did it. I haven't seen you guys in a few days now. I've been out of town. I got back yesterday. No, no, day before yesterday, I think. Yeah, day before yesterday. um, Out of town for a few days, and there's been a lot of things going on in YouTube land, right? So today we're going to be talking about Lily Peters and 10-year-old girl, just a darling. Here, let me show you. She is just, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And her life was taken from her. Absolutely horrific. It's good to see everyone in chat. Hello, Colette. I see you. St. Mo, good to see you. Robbie, Miss L, Texas, Hopi, Jackie, Kathy, Jen, everybody. It's good to see everybody. So it is horrifically sad. Before we do get started today, I did want to address something that everybody already knows by now. But so, the day we did the live pertaining to the dogs on Ben Hill Road, there was someone in chat who said that she would go, check out the dogs. And she said she ended up getting 2 dogs, made a very elaborate story about the vet and everything. And I was on my way to North Carolina. I don't know how many days it's been ago now, maybe 3 or 4 days ago. Something. I was there two days, I think it was. And Ziggy messages me, and she says, she's telling me about this girl, and she said, "Can you send me the picture of the dog she sent you?" The dogs. And I was like, of course, absolutely. And she just sent me another picture back of the same dog that looked like the dog. And then this girl emails me and says, when I get off work, I'll go by the Wells property to see if, she was just checking on, seeing if they was down at the road or anything. And and then after she does all of that, she sends me a picture of what looks to be a like a corgi, and it's just a long little short-legged dog, but it's got long hair and it's got the blue eyes and all that. So I messaged her back, and my guard got up at that point. And then we started putting everything together, and this woman is nothing but a scammer. So I want to apologize for that. And there was a few super chats given during that live that went to her. Luckily, the money was not given to her yet. I did give her approximately $70, but if any of you that super chatted, I'll have to go back, um, would like a refund, I will be absolutely more than happy to refund that 100% to you. I put a community post out the other day, talking about this, as some of you might have saw. You know, the people, like the subscribers that are in here, um, you guys are truly the best of humanity, in my opinion, because you care about victims, you care about injustice of the world, and you care about animals. What this lady did is the absolute worst of humanity in the world. It deeply troubled me, very much so, troubled me. So I do want to apologize for that. We found out that she has scammed so many people in this community that is not dog related or anything like that. She has made up lies to creators and uh, subscribers for a very long time, going and infiltrating different channels. And thank you, Saint Mo. Yes. Um, saying that she was, you know, searching for summer and it's just very disgusting, to be honest. And it's really just absolutely unbelievable that yes, she is exposed. That is one of the screen names that she went by. That is actually not her name. Ziggy will be doing a bunch of exposing, I guess you could say, of this woman. She, another person paid her electric bill. She called the power company for this woman and paid over a $700 and I think $50 power bill, which is, you know, it really is, Jackie. It's very sad that people do this. Hey, Lori. You know, another person, she told another person that she needed a furnace for her children, for her child, that she had just gotten out of a domestic abuse, and that person gave over $2,000 to this woman. So thank you, Night Stalker. You're very kind. So yeah, it's yes. And I don't want anybody to ever be taken advantage of. You guys, you know, support us every single day. Even if not monetarily, you support us by being here. You support us. You support the victims mostly. You know, just by giving a thumbs up, you know, to the video, it's a huge deal. So that's why if you did donate to that uh, for the dog vet bill, um, please just let me know. Email me. One of the mods will put my email address. It is also in the comment section, and I will be absolutely more than happy to give your money back in full. So, I will say that, I mean, I don't regret, talking about the dogs because, in my opinion, nothing that is living and vulnerable should live on 110 Ben Hill Road. That's just my opinion. Um, if you don't take care of your kids, and then I feel like you're definitely not going to take care of your animals. Um, but that's just my opinion. So, um, yeah. So, and I also wanted to clear another thing up. Hawkins County does not have uh, a county animal shelter. Who would have thought? Um, that's truth. Absolutely truth. Yes. Um, yes, Fed Girl. She contacted subs from creator channels and solicited them for money. Then that person requested more and more money. Please let Justice and Ziggy know if this happened to you. Absolutely. And if it has happened to you, email me. We've gotten a lot of emails. Um, and it's just horrible that people lay their heads down at night, know that they just exploited, a missing child. It's beyond anything I've ever could even think about. So yeah, it's crazy. um I don't know. It really does, Hopi. um that's one of the screen names, but there is several. Yes. Like, we know information about her and stuff, but I'm not going to uh dox her or anything. Um no, I sent her $70 that a subscriber sent to me, and then I sent it to her. So yeah. But if anybody has any information, if you've been scammed by not just this screen name, there is a ton of them. And she will be watching this right now, I can assure you, or later. Um, I don't even know if it says I'm live right now or not, because of my post that I was supposed to go live at 4 or something. So yeah, so it's been crazy. Excuse me. So maybe we could help. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you guys. Okay, thank you. Where the wind blows, I appreciate it. So yeah, it's craziness. It is wrong. It's very wrong. This is some of her screen names: Frozen Heights, Crime and Truth, Megan Walker, Emily Ellis, Kylie Cochran, Megan Ellis, Find Him, At the Beach are a few of the aliases. So she does Thank you, Betty. She does come uh, up on panel. She has came on Marissa's panel before and said, I believe she said that her child got stabbed 50 times. And she is so detailed. Like yeah. I mean, so she was even so detailed. She said, when I went to the vet, she's like, I'm a single mom. Uh, and I know how to make a dollar stretch. The vet said for me to get this certain type of wormer at like Tractor Supply or something, and I would save a lot of money. And I could split it or something. Like it's a higher dose, but you can split it and save money. So she even said stuff like that, which is very detailed in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think because there's not a lot of people in here right now, but that's okay. Thank you, Jane. I appreciate it. So, yeah, it's just been absolutely crazy. YouTube has been crazy. Um, we don't have to like each other on YouTube, but we should respect each other. And it's you know it's just been really toxic, very toxic the last few days, and I know everyone has felt that, and I just don't want subscribers feeling like that, because before I was on YouTube, um, I was a subscriber, just and I hate the toxicity. Nobody has to agree with me, or I have to agree with them, but I'm not going to get up and bash someone for 8 hours. I'm not going to waste 8 hours of my life when I could be doing something productive. That's just me, though. So, we are going to be talking about Lily Peters, 10-year-old little gal out of Wisconsin. Beautiful, beautiful soul. And this is going to be a very hard case, as far as emotional, I would think. Um, she was killed by her 14-year-old cousin. You think of, going back to 14, um, and who would have, how can a 14-year-old be thinking about murder? But this child that was 14 had admitted that he literally has thought about this for a long time. Now we're going to get into the child's father. He has a significant history, um, being a pedo, if you will. Oh, thank you, Nana for life. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, thank you, always late. I appreciate it, honey. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, yes, it is very heartbreaking. Um, I'm going to show you the house on, we'll go to Google Earth and look at the house. We will look at the place that was just blocks away, from Lily's aunt's house, where they were staying at the time. So, it's yeah, it's just one of those things. So, all right, let's get started. I want to show you, let me just show you this video first, and then Look at this. Isn't she beautiful? Just beautiful. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Crime Time. Thank you, Justin, for covering. I have been so busy and unable as of yet, but I'm glad you. Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate it. If you want to email me, maybe we can collab sometimes together if you would like. Be awesome. Thank you again. So just a beautiful soul. To me, she just looks like, there's those people that have that, I don't know, you can just see their soul that glows, right? Their soul just absolutely glows. And I felt like Lily, definitely inner light. That's a great word. That's a great word. That's a great word for it. So, all right, let's watch this briefly, and this will kind of set our base of about what's going on.
All right. Please be seated. All right, everyone, that the court has issued.
Sorry, that was the actual wrong one. I apologize. That one is 14 minutes long, and that's not the one I was looking for. Too many tabs, always. Which one is it? Okay, here it is.
This is a serious charge, and because of serious charges, there are serious consequences, which gives a greater incentive for individuals not to want to return to court when they are facing those charges.
The judge set a $1 million cash bond for the 14-year-old male suspect in the Chippewa Falls homicide case. He faces 3 charges in connection to the death of 10-year-old Lily Peters. The 8th grader is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, sexual assault, and sexual assault of a child younger than 13. WEAU's Maria Blau is live at the Chippewa County Courthouse with details from today's court hearing.
Danielle, earlier today, we learned new details in the death of Lily Peters. A 14-year-old is facing charges in adult court for what the district attorney says was an intentional act.
In a Chippewa County courtroom Wednesday, District Attorney Wade Newell described for the first time what law enforcement officers say happened to Ileana Lily Peters in that wooded area between North Grove Street and the Liney Lodge parking lot.
When he did get off of the trail, punched the victim in the stomach, knocked her to the ground, essentially strangled her.
Newell says this is part of what the 14-year-old suspect told investigators. According to Newell, the teen also said raping and killing Lily was his plan from the moment he left the house with her and started going down the trail. It's because of these actions, which Newell calls intentional, that he asked for a $1 million cash bond. The suspect's lawyers asked for a $100,000 cash bond, saying he's not a flight risk.
He cannot drive. He is not in a position to raise much money, frankly, at all on his own.
While considering bond, Judge Benjamin Lane said he had to consider public safety.
The information that was disclosed by the district attorney shows that this was a serious threat to the community, and so the court is concerned that this could be a further threat if the individual was no longer in custody.
The judge also said he was concerned the suspect is a flight risk due to the severity of the charges he faces. Those include intentional homicide, sexual assault, and sexual assault of a child younger than 13. Two of those charges come with the possibility of life in prison.
If the suspect does post bail, he is not allowed to have contact with any juveniles. He's expected back in court on May 5th. That hearing is to determine who his defense will be moving forward. Live in Chippewa Falls, Maria Blau, WEAU 13 News.
All right. So, very sad. So, this 14-year-old was literally premeditating murder. A 14-year-old premeditating murder. It's unthinkable. And when someone this young who murders, there's had to been some real trauma in their life. And any serial killer will tell you the first time they murder, it's like a high for them, right? So it is very sickening and disturbing. You're right. So, it's like a high for them. And this is why they do it over and over and over. So we have to, find out, is it something, this is something, unfortunately, that cannot be rehabilitated at all. This child will end up being in prison for the rest of his natural life. Especially that he admitted that, he was planning on killing her the moment that they left the house. Oh, wow. Just 20 minutes from you, Theo. Wow. It's a huge story right now. That girl says, in my opinion, he has a lot more of his secret life. Yes. Yes. And I think that's brilliant what Chris McDonough said. We have our public life where, the people, our peers around us. We have our private life, which is our home, our family, that kind of thing. And then we have our secret life, which is our innermost thoughts, our innermost being, things that you would never say to anyone, more or less. And with this 14-year-old, they manifest some very tragic things that goes on in their mind. So then after he hit Lily in her stomach, knocking her to the ground, he gets a stick and essentially chokes her. And then he does the unthinkable. And he sexually assaults her. S.A. I just said it. Oh well. So it's unthinkable. So I'll show you where the house is. It's this was the aunt's house, auntie's. And then I will show you So this is the house. This Google map is from 2011. They haven't updated the house, so it's a little bit more worn down now versus the pictures. But it's just I would say, you know, would that be middle class, maybe lower to middle class? Um, they walked out of these doors, the two of them, and Lily would never ever return home to her family again. Um, just unthinkable. It's there. It seems like there's some rough parts. Like I was looking, here, and it's like, like the neighbors, they've got their trunk strapped down, and they're working on the car and stuff. So it's just lower to middle class neighborhood. This was taken in September of 2011. So this neighborhood, when something happens like this in a neighborhood, that they're just never same again. She was at this house, her aunt's, he was her cousin. Yes, correct, that girl. Absolutely. It doesn't have to be a rough area. It can be, there's a case in New York City right now. She, the mother was killed by her handyman that she was seeing um for the last few years, right? And she was killed in her basement. Hey, Angel. She was killed in her basement by the handyman, shoved in a hockey bag, and then strolled down the street. He carried her body down the street in a hockey bag, and there's a blood trail going on for, 3/4 of a mile. So, neighborhood doesn't necessarily mean, you know, it just doesn't matter. So, I will show you the property, or let me find it here, where her body was found. It was found next to a brewery. And hold on, street view. Come on, give me the street view. All right, here we go. So her body, this is I can't see it. Laney Lodge. And her body was found, I believe, somewhere, right over here in the woods somewhere. Let me take that thing down. Just, I mean, how how the hell does a 14-year-old do this? You know, I mean, you can see it's very dense over here. And also, web sleuths like us really help find little Lily's body. It wasn't on YouTube or anything. It was on Reddit. You know, there's a huge crime sleuths on Reddit, and they did help. And there's an article that I will show you guys on that, and about the father as well. His father, the 14-year-old boy's father. Most media are not telling his name. Yes, I see you. And I refuse to, at this point. This, you know, I mean, I get it. His dad is a piece of work, but, you know, the other family, you know, especially the extended family and stuff, it's going to be hard enough on, obviously, little Lily's family. Oh yes, his father definitely has a history. And here we go. So here's Mr. Father. All right. It's just insanity. Okay. Well, it's this is Adam Berger, Berger, of Wisconsin, convicted SO, convicted SO, pictured the uncle of Lily Peters of Chippewa Falls, 10-year-old girl murdered by her 14-year-old cousin. Well, I guess I didn't even notice this, but the child is actually on this photo. I didn't even know this article, so I guess that's my mistake. But this is the 14-year-old. This is Lily, and this is his father, which is a convicted SO. It keeps getting worse. And lip lock, I think it's going to get much worse. Yes, RSO. St. Mo, the O is offender. Oh, God, I just dropped my can. Sorry. Okay. Also a drug user, yes. You know, and it's so Carson Peters Berger, father, Adam Berger of Eau Claire, convicted SO Lily Peters, Chippewa Falls cousin, to be tried as adult in 10-year-old girl's murder and SA at the hands of 14-year-old relative. Like father, like son, question mark. And it states, in latest revelations surrounded the murder of a 10-year-old Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin girl at the hands of the 14-year-old cousin, court documents have revealed the juvenile suspect father's previously been convicted of possession of illicit child images. That's right. Keeps getting worse, doesn't it? So, like father, like son, it sounds like. You know, it feels really strange to talk about a child like this. You know what I mean? Because you don't think of children being a monster. You just don't think of children like that. But this kid clearly had mental issues and obviously was raised around his father. And God knows what happened to this boy as well. So he's been convicted of possession of illicit children's images. Following his Wednesday court hearing, where 14-year-old Carson Peterberger was revealed that to harbor an intent to, quote, break his victim, Lily Peters. He said he wanted to break her. A 14-year-old wants to break a 10-year-old family member? Lily Peters. Questions have been raised as the extent of influence the teen, who to be tried as an adult, was at the hands of his pred father. With Carson Peters facing a series of charges, including first-degree homicide and SA assault, suggestions have been raised that the boy himself may have been a victim of his own father, Adam T. Berger, or at the very least, influenced as a role model in the life or failure of. Adam Berger, 37, in 2016 was arrested for possession of illicit child images along with illegal drugs paraphernalia found in Eau Claire residence, according to the city registry. Is it U? EAU? How's it pronounced? Hold on. Okay. Raiding cops, armed with search warrants, entered the man's apartment where he was found to be in possession. Sorry, I lost my spot. Of incriminating images on his mobile phone, a glass pipe, along with a directory of illicit websites. Oh my God. According to the Wisconsin State Justice Department Division of Criminal Investigation. On Twitter, it says, no, his dad is a pedo. He also ran over his ex-wife when she confronted him for being alone. Legally not allowed to be. Bio dad is worse. Can you believe this? Oh my God. It's pronounced oh. Okay. I have a trigger warning. When you come in here, you might be triggered. Yeah, they're putting trigger warnings up. So the dad was confronted by his ex-wife, I guess his wife at the time, with an unnamed boy where he was legally not allowed to be. So this man, this boy's father, was with a young boy. I don't know what happened, but at the very least, if nothing happened, it was very inappropriate. But if he was also caught with child P, I mean, hello, doesn't take a rocket science, right? Following his arrest, it was determined Adam Berger had been sharing links and content of the illegal images with the other felons that the Leader Telegram reported. Charges with 10 felony counts, Berger was convicted in July of 2017 and is sentenced to a minimum of 3 years in jail. 3 years in jail. That's it. Slap on the wrist. Sorry. While serving ongoing jail time as a consequence of other concurrent cases of the Chippewa Herald reported, the man's name was also added to a RSO, registered, you know what, offender. The man son now awaits his own court appearance on May 5th for the strangulation murder of his 10-year-old cousin, as the teen remains held on a $1 million bond. Yet to be understood is the degree the juvenile was corrupted by his own depraved father and the ongoing dysfunction of the family home. From what people are saying, that there obviously was a lot of dysfunction in this home, which sounds to me like an understatement. So the father and the son, what year did the father go in there? Let me see. He went in there in 2017. Okay. So I guess I guess the father is already out. But we know that RSO, registered offenders, they do not rehabilitate. That is the reason we have the offender list. I agree. I agree. This is the reason why we have the offender list. You cannot be rehabilitated. These are very depraved individuals. And you know what? Now that all of this is coming out, there may be victims who come out with the father as well. It's very it could happen. You know, it seems like when something like this happens, you know, it's just opens up. Everything just opens up, the whole can of worms, So since the father was with that boy that his ex-wife, I guess, caught him with inappropriately, even the father may have more victims. Hey, Angie. Good for you where the wind blows. Absolutely. So, let me close out some of these tabs real quick. So let's read about these web sleuths that may have found where Lily was. This is by the New York Post as well. Pardon me. You know us web sleuths. He is. You're absolutely right. Bad news. The New York Post says Reddit sleuths may have led police to teen suspect in Lily Peters' murder. The 14-year-old boy was charged with SA and killing 10-year-old Wisconsin Lily Peters may have been busted as a flurry of tips about an online post from a possible key witness, according to reports. On Tuesday, a day before unidentified teens was arrested, an anonymous poster wrote about a possible sighting that Lily and another kid, and fears that another kid did it. What's scary is I was playing quote, "What's scary is I was playing Pokemon Go in the park that day, walking along that very same trail," the verified Reddit user wrote in the post removed by moderators. Quote, "My stomach turned when I saw that I saw a girl in a pink purple hoodie on her bike and another kid on my way out. I have a suspicion that it could be another kid that did it." The post sparked a flurry of pleas from other users on the true crime subreddit to immediately call the cops, to tip the cops off. The Reddit user instead went quietly, compelling a flurry of web sleuths who saw the alarming thread to make sure detectives were aware, including some thousands of miles away from the Chippewa Falls crime scene. Look at this beautiful baby. Hurts my heart. Yes. Neighbors caught them, Lily and the 14-year-old, on trail cams. Yes. They have a lot of evidence here. A lot of evidence. Just a sweet kid, gone. When I saw the post and saw the original poster wasn't responding, I just thought it was something that should be called in. One of them, Angela Osment, told the Sun from her home in Virginia, more than 1,000 miles away from the crime scene in Chippewa Falls. The Sun places themselves at the scene and could possibly have been the last person to see Lily alive, she said, adding her and her fellow web sleuths, quote, saw everything playing out right in front of them, end quote. We wanted to know who the person that we saw with her, what was he wearing, how tall, how old, but then he wasn't answering, so I took it upon myself to call the police, Usman said. So this is the Reddit post that someone screen grabbed, and it's someone wrote, quote, did you kill your cousin? And Home Slice Nation 4 says, bro. And then it says, what's scary is I was playing Pokemon Go in the park that day, walking along the very same trail. My stomach turns when I think I saw that girl in the pink and purple hoodie on the bike with another kid on the way out. I have a suspicion that it could be another kid that did it. So this person, they didn't know that, at that time they didn't know who did it, but they saw the two together, and the kid or the adult was playing Pokemon Go, saw the 14-year-old going on the way out, and that's when everything kind of started to falling into place. Within minutes, a detective called and, quote, thanked me for calling the tip in and sending over the screenshots, and said he wanted to let me know that they are working on it, end quote. She said Chippewa Falls police did not immediately respond to the request or comment on whether the tips was crucial in the Wednesday arrest. I would love to know if the tie led to an arrest. Poor baby. Quote, we probably won't ever know, but it's amazing to think that someone like me in Virginia can help a tragic case in Wisconsin, end quote. The original Reddit user confirmed the post was authentic in a chat with the independent reporter Kate Smith, without revealing if they ever contacted investigators. Quote, ever since that day, I can't stop thinking, was the girl I saw Lily, and I never really know, the user told Emily Smith. I would say, in my opinion, that it would be, because, she was wearing, the pink and purple thing, right, when she was found, and she was with someone else. So, and this just goes to show that, reporting a tip is very important. It can be the smallest of things that can really give, break a case. Something so simple. Just amazing. But it breaks my heart that something like this would happen. The 14-year-old suspect, who was not identified, as being held on a $1 million cash bond. We know that. So it says, we will always remember you, sad face with a heart. We got a bear and a little tiger. And right here it says, the suspect made statements that his intention was to R and kill the victim from the get-go. And this is the bridge very close by where she was found. And they made a little makeshift memorial. It says prayers for Lily, along with little balloons, and it says fly high, Lily, heart. Quote, he punched the victim in the stomach, knocked her to the ground, essentially strangling her, hit her with a stick before strangling her to the point of death. Before then, he sexually assaulted her. I said it, crap. Newell told the judge at the bond hearing he is charged with first degree intentional homicide, first degree SA, and first degree SA of a child under 13, resulting in great bodily harm. Wow. Wow. I don't know. I know. Shame on me. I'm sorry. Do you guys think that? Yeah, he was on a hoverboard. Or sorry. Yeah, he was on a hoverboard. We have them forever. New Mexico has been. Yeah. No, I haven't really found a lot about Lily's parents yet. Um, what's going on with our children? Absolutely. You know, he may be charged with that later. Um, you know, I think that like I don't know if the essay happened after or before, so that may be something they're still trying to sort out. Yes. Yes. It really is. Really, really is. Um, hold on. Trying to freeze here. Wisconsin DA says the 14-year-old boy is the suspect in the 10-year-old death. Yeah, we know that. But just trying to find it, this article or not. She was supposed to be headed home from her aunt's house when she disappeared. So, you know, the town, they've been putting purple ribbons around in memory of Lily. Okay, so here's about the parents. Lily's father called the police later that night, and officers discovered her bicycle in a wooded area by a walking trail. I tell you, the walking trails, especially ladies, and don't ever go on those walking trails alone. Ever. Always have someone with you, and don't let your kids go on them without an adult. Please. A body was found in the woods near the walking trail, police said, and the Chippewa County Coroner's Office confirmed the remains were Lily's. At the news conference Monday, Clem did not elaborate how the girl was killed or what evidence was found at the scene. Kilm said Tuesday authorities received more than 200 tips. Quote, the tips were critical in solving the case, he said. Kelm did not or did say a search warrant was executed at the home where evidence was collected and additional interviews were conducted. So the White House that I showed you guys earlier, they did go back, get a search warrant, and I do know that they did find evidence relating to this homicide at the house that I showed you guys earlier on the Google Street View. Quote, there's still so much work to be done, end quote. Quote, our thoughts continue to be with the family during this terrible time. Lily was a fourth grader at the Chippewa Falls Unified School District. According to the district Facebook page, all students and staff were invited to wear purple on Friday to honor Lily. That's very sweet. Let's look at this Facebook page. See if they, oh, look at, does it show that? Hold on, no, it's not showing it. Look what they did for Lily. It's very sweet. Oh, I don't want to show that, but Chippewa Falls School District, right? And they posted this the 26th, so 2 days ago. In support of Lily and her family, we invite students, staff, and the entire community to wear purple on Friday, April 29th. Justice for Lily, Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Wow. Terrified to lose a child and worse than them, such a horror. Yeah. I mean, it's terrible to lose a child, but to lose a child to something that's violent and such a young age, right? It's unthinkable. And then add on top of that, these are family members. So the family is just virtually just torn apart. On April 25th, they said, the school district is working closely with the police. If you have any information, contact the Chippewa Falls Police Department directly. Our thoughts are with the family in this difficult time. Who doesn't have a school photo? Similar background, right? She just looks like a happy little gal. This is the Chippewa Falls. Can you see that? Sure you can see that. Okay. This is the release. The Chippewa Falls Department is looking for Lillian Peters, age 10. She is a fourth grader at Parkview Elementary. Last night, 4:24 at 9 a.m., the Chippewa Falls Police Department was contacted by Lily's father, who advised that Lily had not returned home from a visit from her aunt's house on the 400 block of North Grove Street, which was the house I showed you guys. Officers learned that Lily was last seen by family members in the evening. She was supposed to be heading home on the 50 block of East Birch Street. I haven't looked that up yet. Officers and family checked the area and contacted family and friends, but she was not located. After dark, officers learned that bicycles believed to belong to Lily was located in the woods a short distance from her aunt's residence near the walking trail between the end of North Grove in the Unthinkable brewery. I don't know if I pronounced that. Um, K9 teams from the Chippewa County Sheriff's Department and Lake Hallie Police Department were called in to search the area last night. Also, the Chippewa County Sheriff's Department drones were used to search the wooded area. Law enforcement, fire, EMS search teams. This area was conducted door to door, canvassing overnight. CFPD investigators have continue to follow up with family and friends of Lily. The Wisconsin Division of Criminal Investigation was contacted, and at this point, the incident does not appear to be in the criteria of an Amber Alert. That's interesting. Lily was last known to be wearing a purple, I think it says 1/4 zip long sleeve shirt with black stretch pants and gray shoes. So sad. Lean in Kugel. I don't get it. Is it German? The teen's dad, yes. Yes, Holly. He also, his ex-wife caught him with an underage boy as well. It is German. Okay. They did leave the aunt's house together. They did. But she was supposed to be walking to her house, and that is when the incident happened. He had it all planned. All planned. Oh, so Elizabeth Meyer, thank you so much. I am so glad I found your channel, no drama, and you have such a relaxing voice. Oh, thank you. I love your coverage in all these cases. Thank you, Elizabeth. You're very kind. I do appreciate it. Roxanne Pope, thank you for bringing a light in these lost children. Oh, thank you, Roxanne. And if I missed any mods, could you just let me know? I very much appreciate it, guys. Yeah. I mean, how old is what grade is a 14-year-old in? Is that what, 7th, 8th grade? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. He's going to be tried as an adult because Wisconsin does not have the death penalty. Did her family know about his family history? Well, I mean, they're cousins. So I think it's 8th grade. 8th, 9th grade, 7th or 8th. 8th, 9th. Okay. I guess it also just depends on when your birthday is. And wow. He was 14 in 9th grade. He was in 8th grade. I thought it said 7th or 8th grade, but I couldn't remember. The Amber Alert reform bill, I do believe, is still in the works. They are trying to get it more nationally, the standards be across the board, because right now, what may work for an Amber Alert in my state may not qualify for an Amber Alert in your state. Every state, yes, Hope, you do guys need the Amber Alert or your own version of that Amber Alert. He does need to be educated, that's for certain, but I don't I don't think, unfortunately, and I really hate to say this, but I do not think that this kid can ever be rehabilitated. I think it's already in him, it's already set in him. I'm sorry, Bonnie. A lot of people didn't get notifications because I went early, way earlier, and I just did the live that I already had scheduled. So you're not going to get an alert. Um, or most people not going to get an alert. But if I would have just done a regular live, then it would have probably alerted you. Wow. So, this is going to have to go to trial. We know that he has an adult lawyer and a juvenile lawyer already. But, I mean, this kid will go to jail because he admitted it. I mean, he may, I don't know, if anybody wants to come up and talk about it or hear your opinions or whatever, you're welcome to. It's just very rare for a 14-year-old to do premeditated. And just as I always say, people conceived of a crime should have the same thing done to them. I agree. An eye for an eye. I agree. The father, I don't know if the father is like the 14-year-old bragged about it. Yes. Glenda, he punched her in the stomach and basically choked her and SA'd her. He choked her with kind of like a stick and then SA'd her. I would say, he'll be tried as an adult, but I would say he would be in the like a maximum security, but for juveniles. Hello.
Hi,
What you fiddling around with?
I'm moving myself around.
Oh.
So,
How far is this from you?
I want to say at least 2.5 hours.
Oh, I think then
I can look it up.
juveniles.
I mean, I've been there, but
Yeah, I think so too, Angel.
and just so you know, like they don't have the death penalty here, like you said. So they have to. The state of Wisconsin requires a bond, no matter what. So that's why you see this bond as high as it is.
Really? No
Yep.
matter what.
Yep.
Really? So there they don't ever say uh this prisoner is without bond.
Nope.
Huh.
That's my understanding. Like the Taylor's to business case, she had like a million or so, maybe $2 million bond or something like that.
Wow.
Because we don't have bail bondsmen here either.
Oh, okay.
And that he will go to prison for life. They're strict here. He will be incarcerated for life.
Yeah,
He never needs to get out again.
No.
that's for sure. That's for sure. They usually keep juveniles in the juvenile system until they are of age to move the adult system for serving the remaining time of life. Yeah.
You know, I was reading statistics on the Department of Justice's website,
Uh huh.
and 1 in 4 girls in this country will be
That's right,
essayed.
Pugs.
One
Yes.
in 4.
Yeah, what Pug said is correct there too. When they say cash bail, it's not 10%, it's the full amount.
So you're going to pay 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wisconsin
Dollars
don't
to
screw
get out.
around.
No, and that's how it should be everywhere. Really.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it was, I think most states it's just like 10%. Now, can you put up land for your bond there?
If the land is paid off.
Right. Right.
If it says $10,000 bail, it will be the 10%. But if they say cash bond, then it has to be cash only,
Full amount. Yeah.
the whole amount.
Thank you, Holly. Never commit a crime in Wisconsin ever. They are super hard on crime, Pug says. Yeah.
Yep. And I think it's also depending on the areas too.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're pretty stiff.
No, the house is definitely not worth $1 million.
Mm.
No, not in that area. No.
Huh. I put my house up for my sister. It's not paid off. Well, I mean, every
Maybe
Depends.
I could be wrong on that.
I think it depends how much equity you have in the home. If you have
exactly. Yes.
the amount of
Yes.
equity that equals not more than.
Right.
Exactly. I think Pugs is from Wisconsin. Apparently.
Yeah, Pugs is, and I said, and so is where the wind blows, I believe.
There's been so much happen in Wisconsin the last few years.
It's in the beer.
It's in,
Right.
it's in something.
Yeah, and that beer lodge that you saw, it's Leinenkugel's. They're
Line and
big.
Kugels. Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
got that. Yeah, Line and Kugels.
Yeah, in Eau Claire. It's Eau Claire. It's funny how people pronounce the cities around here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my boys, they were born in Hawaii, and you want to see the streets there, the Hawaiian names. Yeah.
Right.
Sounds like, a coconut shell or something. It's like
Alexis Lee.
WAKIA.
Alexis Lee says she's from Wisconsin too. Yeah, there's just been, and I don't want anybody to take this negatively. Wisconsin has some of the most lenient laws for welfare. And a lot of times it seems the bigger cities like Milwaukee and then Chicago, people from those areas are starting to move this way. And we've seen a major uptick in crime and drugs in the last couple years.
Yeah.
I mean, huge, overwhelming.
It's crazy everywhere. My brother-in-law live in Hawaii, and pronouncing things there is hard. It's very hard, especially when you're traveling around Hawaii.
Yeah, trophy wife.
It's like speaking another language.
Yeah.
Try to pronounce that one.
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac.
No, Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac. LAC. Yeah.
Yeah, we have Shano. I mean, a lot of them are
Are
names.
these are German names?
Indian.
Oh, Indian. Okay.
Yeah, lip lock. It is very alarming. Very. She said,
Is
I'm looking into
Wisconsin?
juvenile violent crimes statistics right now, and it's kind of alarming.
Yes.
We
It
have a
really
lot of Indian reservations around. Yep.
is. Wisconsin the state of 10,000 lakes?
Nope, that's, I believe, Minnesota.
Okay.
But we
Probably
probably have about that many. Not that many, but it's a
Right.
lot of lakes around here.
Theo said that she lives in Barron, Wisconsin, where Jamie Kloss got kidnapped from.
Oh, New London, Wisconsin. That's right down the road from me.
That's where Jamie Kloss' parents were
Yep,
killed when she
Barron.
was kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota. I love how people say
Minnesota.
Karina
Minnesota.
Perez is from New London, Wisconsin, Heidi.
15,000 lakes in Wisconsin.
15,000.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a lot of lakes and streams. It's like, it depends on where you are. Like where I am, just outside, where I am. And
Checkaqua Megan.
I can't even pronounce that one. Chiquamagan. Oh, Chiquamagan. Chiquamagan. Never even heard of it. Fond du Lac is French, though. Yes.
Yes. Fond du Lac. My one of my grandmothers was French. I tell Heidi, not Heidi, Jackie likes me telling the story. I was talking about my grandmother one day, one of my grandmothers, and I was like, she really loved me, but she was a bitch. Like she was French, but she was, sometimes the French are just not very nice people. And she was fresh off the boat when she came here. You know what I mean? So she had big curly, like perm the shit out of it hair, and we called her Mimi, and she'd have like big old freaking earrings and the big old gaudy jewelry everywhere. She'd take a picture with a rose beside of her.
Right. Nice delicate rose.
Well, Justin, you don't like my, So on her deathbed, I said, Granny, you look so sexy right now. You look so sexy. She's like, smart ass. That's what she said. Oh, well. Our family has a French grandma. She was mean. Yes, Holly. Yeah. Wow. I just think it's just the French. Just if you ever go to France, you as an American, you'll get your feelings hurt real quick. Real quick.
Potawatomi. I know how to say it. Potawatomi Casino. I go there.
Smoke a Potawatomi. I don't know, but do you think that do you think there'll even be a trial with this after he just basically admitted it?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, he'll have to.
I mean, the other case going on here, I'm sure there's going to be a trial. I don't know for sure if there's going to be a trial, but it depends on how they plea.
Yeah. Depends if he walks back the confession.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it can be held against him, right? I mean, it depends if his Miranda rights were read or not. And there may be special. I'm sure there is special laws when it comes to yeah, they may forgo a jury trial for sure. Mm. Uh, They are saying another 10-year-old helped. Oh God, I hope not.
Oh, Inga.
My guess is that it's the family he was plead out as guilty to save the family. Yeah, and honest to God, like,
Sheboygan.
yeah, I know Sheboygan. Um, Oshkosh,
Mm-hmm.
I know that one too. Um, but to save the family, the gruesome details and the photo. I mean, you know, think about going to one of those trials and seeing those photos and stuff that the jurors and the family has to see.
Yeah.
It's unimaginable.
Alexis, I lived in Wausau when I was younger.
Guys, if you'll hit the thumbs up button, I
Oh
would
no.
greatly appreciate it.
I said her name and my little machine back here went off.
Millennials should know how to pronounce it. LOL. That's the brain. Yes. Is that where the Oshkosh comes from? The kids.
Oshkosh bagosh.
Oshkosh bagosh. Lindsay, my grandparents had a trailer in the resort there. We played in the lake. We slid down the big slide into the water and take it. Very good.
Mhm.
Sheboygan, the land of brats. That's interesting. All right, guys. Well, I've been on here an hour and
SoCal
33
mine went
minutes.
off too.
What is everything going off?
Her Alexa went off, yeah.
So did mine when I said Alexis Lee's name.
Oh,
Did you hear Monkey's mom and and his dad were able to pass a law today? They just had a little ceremony for
really?
alert system for missing kids in Idaho. They were not
Oh,
able to get a Amber Alert for Monkey, and they fought to get that system changed, and they just did
oh,
that.
that's so
So I wanted to,
awesome.
yeah,
Do you know what the law is going to be called?
Monkey's Law.
Monkey's Law. Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
that's so cute.
yeah.
That's so cute. Yeah, yeah, I'm going to be digging way deeper into this case, but uh just bringing it to you today. I haven't been on in
Jerry
like
from Midnight Radio.
uh-huh.
He is doing a documentary on Monkey, and we're
Oh yeah.
gonna do it on my second channel, and we're gonna allow all creators to stream it.
Oh yeah. Oh, is that the
Yep.
one? Okay, I
Yep.
remember you saying something.
And no one will be hit for it or anything like that. We want to get his name out there, so everybody will be able to stream that.
Yes, Opie, I got you. All
Lily
right.
Monkey is his name is Michael Vaughn. He's been missing from Fruitland, Idaho since 7/27/21. And his mother lovingly used to call him Monkey. So that's
Yeah,
who he is. He's a little 5-year-old's been missing.
this is hard. And there's like no leads that I know of.
They don't have a lot to go on.
Nothing.
Yeah.
At least not that they're saying, right?
Right.
Yeah. They're holding what they have very close to the
Right.
chest. But
Which is probably the smartest thing to do.
yeah.
Sheboygan,
yeah,
the land of brats, not brats, brats. Bratwurst.
Yeah. I mean, I've asked, you know, I've asked Brandy before, like, what should I put out on Michael? What needs to be put out? And she's just like, just keep his name out. But I don't know what to talk about when it comes to, Little Monkey, other than, just the story. But there's not a lot even to that, really. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
Just
just,
his face, getting his face out there and his
Mhm.
name, and trying to get as many people that we can to know him, to learn his
Mhm.
face, is really important to her. You know,
yeah,
no, especially as people in the area. Do you know somebody that didn't have kids and all of a sudden now they have a grandchild that popped up?
right.
Anything like that, anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, but there's not too much info that
Thank you,
we don't have a
Trevor.
they don't have a suspect, so yeah.
They don't have nothing that I know of, and that's sad. It seems like
Mhm.
these kids that have been going missing lately, it's just nothing.
Poof.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like just out of thin air. Hey,
Yeah.
Killer Looks, good to see you.
And we just
How's
Oh,
it?
learned
good. Always late.
on Purple's channel this morning that there was another little boy, Dior Kuntz, who
Yeah.
went missing from the same area 4 years ago. The same situation, basically.
Really?
Yep.
What's that name? Dion.
Dior,
Dior Kunz.
Deorr, Kunz, Kunz.
Can somebody text that to me?
I can.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my number. Okay, perfect. Hey, Matt, good
Yeah,
to see you.
grandfather lost sight of him and poof, gone while they were in a fishing/camping trip.
Yeah, craziness. Okay, guys, I'm gonna jump off here. I may be on again later this evening. We'll just have to see. Thank you guys for doing this midday stream with me.
Hey, thanks for having
Yeah,
it.
of course. Appreciate all of you. Um, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really sorry about the scamming lady.
It's not your fault, Justin.
It's not your fault. She's been doing
It
this
just
now for a while. We just
A long time.
thousands of dollars.
unfortunately we just didn't, not everybody knows, but now we know and we're getting the word out. So
Yeah.
she's
Yes,
gonna get
guys,
caught.
listen. Exactly. Please don't give your money out to someone, you know, online, like I know we need to help and stuff, but it's so risky anymore, if it's not, you know, protected like through, you know, then just don't do it.
Yeah.
It sucks that we have to be that way anymore,
Yep.
but you also have to protect yourself. So, love you all. Appreciate you. God bless each and every one of you guys. I'll see you guys later.
Bye,
Okay,
hon. Love
bye.
you.